And we're back. People, deluded, I'm back again. The first thing, people, is it too early to get excited? I think it is, but let's get excited. And I mean, they try and gaslight Arsenal fans. Oh, the table's not won in October. Come on now. Does anybody think a league is won in October? No, but we're allowed to be happy about keeping clean sheets, scoring goals, getting 3 points, and ticking over like every football fan. But hey, it is what it is. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Smash the like button. Appreciative to having you lot tuned in. Big up everyone on this Monday morning. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope this week is perfect for you lot. And big up you lot if your team got 3 points. It's not easy. Shout out to Granit Xhaka. Shout out to Una Emre. Shout out to the Brentford lads. It is what it is, people. It's a shame that, Spurs and United won, but you can't have everything in life, man. This is the first of 3 bits of live content from myself. 2 p.m. I've got Lee Gunner. 3:15 we've got Graham in it. So yeah, man, there's a good mix and blend of content creators for you guys, man. So yeah, large up yourselves. We're winning the league, bro. It's not a question anymore, brother. If we're still maneuvering like this in March and May and April, then fair enough. As much as I feel we look a class above everyone, we're keeping clean sheets, we're handling business. I would say I don't think this is like extended to this season, because I would say I started to see a different level of maturity in my team. Remember the year we lost it? Well, we didn't. We took it to the last day of the season, to that run into to the end of the season, that second half of the season. And there was a game, yeah, we got pelters. We played Manchester City. I'm sure we got a draw, and everyone was like, "Oh, mid and low blocks. They're not doing this. They're not doing that." That's when I saw maturity. But where I look at these games, and especially bogey teams, people would say Newcastle's a bogey team. Palace, Fulham, West Ham, and obviously Crystal Palace. They're with the 4 teams we've played recently, innit? You know who I'm referring to. They're like bogey teams. And, we've had a lot of games, we've had midweek fixtures. As much as I want us to score 1,000,000 goals and all those things, I think I've seen a new level of maturity. We're just handling business. If you open up against us, it's curtains. If you do the low block thing, we might struggle to really create and that, but you give us a foul, a dead ball, a throw in, as you saw, stick it in the mixer. Gabriel Magalhaes, a man that Arteta led us to believe wouldn't be about for Crystal Palace, is effective in both ends. As I always say, when you look at set pieces, the first ball being delivered into the box is one thing. It's the second ball. It's literally where the ball bounces and anticipation of that. Shout out to Eze, because you have had a couple of chances and not had the rub of the green, but, it's never a bad time to score goals. One thing that gives me positives is I don't think Arsenal in the final form. I think there's gears to go up defensively. I think in an attacking sense, I don't feel we're waxing lyrical about any of our attackers per se. Saka's doing his thing. Gyökeres is doing okay. Trossard, who I think had a good game. Him and Martinelli in a good patch of form. Madueke prior to his injury. Obviously, Eze is 6, 7 out of 10 from Eze. I think there's gears to go up. So when that all clicks, you look at our touches in the box, creative statistics, they're all moving in the right direction, but we need to go up the gear. So when these things click, when players do get back fit, who knows what we could do. But 4 points in October, that could be closed really quickly. We lose our next 2 games, couple teams win their next 2 games, what is going to be said? And there is going to be a bit of a fluctuation. My thing is, while we're in a good moment, let's just keep winning games, because when we do have those stumbles, that defeat, that draw, you don't fall too far. And again, if we could keep winning, City keep being inconsistent, Liverpool stay in a bad patch, you can keep moving. Me personally, I think this Premier League title is running to the last day of the season. I genuinely believe that. But a lot of people are saying, rightly so, when you have, in this day and age, when the margins for error are peak, like we've had hardly any losses. If anything, last season, it was the draws that kind of fucked us up. You can't really have 4 or 5 defeats and then be talking about winning a title, if I'm honest. And obviously, a couple of teams are getting close to that mark. But if anyone's going to go on a run, it can be Liverpool and City. If any one individual player can drag their teams through the mud, maybe not so much now. We've seen it with Salah. And it seems to just be Haaland and Donnarumma. It is what it is where City's concerned. Where us, collectively, everybody's doing the job. Yeah, man. I hope we can, man. I hope we can. Is it too early to even trophy? A trophy is one thing. Is it time to think about trophies, or am I too excited? I probably am, man. I probably am, but it's just nice, man. It's nice to just see my team doing their jobs. It's nice to see my manager doing their jobs. Obviously, the only negatives I could say about Crystal Palace is obviously we would have wanted to score more goals. Who doesn't want to see their team do that? And the injuries. We all know about the injury list going into the game. Obviously, we'll go over everything, and we went over it yesterday as well. But Arteta seemed a bit on Calafiori, on Martinelli, on Declan Rice. Saliba obviously came off at half time. You know, Hincapie's back, but you know, he's just back in the squad. You know, you're gonna have to watch him and Benjamin White closely. Timber's doing great, but naturally, you're always gonna keep in the mic there. You're always gonna keep an eye on him. Gabriel Magalhaes and Saka, another one. Gabriel Magalhaes, you know, is probably touch and go with him, and he probably, you know, forced himself to play in that game. Credit to him. So that is what I'm looking at, man. I think we all want a fully fit squad, but you know, in an ideal world, when we talk about depth and waffle about depth, the only conversations you want to have is who gets in the starting 11, who gets in the squad. If one player is not doing their job, how do they get back in? But unfortunately, a reality of this depth being brought into our football club is because of these very injuries. And it's a shame because when some players do come back, obviously you've got Odegaard, Jesus, and Havertz as well. Unfortunately, such is life. Couple man come back, couple people get injured. It just is what it is. Declan Rice concerns me because the guy's as tough as an ox. He's as tough as old boots. He's not coming off if he doesn't want to. Mikel Arteta said he was, I know he come off in the second half, but like he had something in the first, said the same around Saka. So it's a nervy one. And then obviously attention goes to this week where we got Burnley away from home on Saturday, and we've got on Wednesday, we've got Brighton in the cup. On one hand, I want rotation. On the other hand, I don't, because I think that's a good opportunity to win a trophy. I don't think Brighton's a team to kind of F about with. If you do make several changes, although I think these players are good, you will see that reflected in the lineup. And I'm just looking for fine margins, man. Obviously, I want the Prem, I want the champs. The FA Cup should be renamed Arsenal. I just think these players, they need to, the fans need it, of course, but the players just need to get that, not the, getting the appetite for silverware isn't the right thing, because I do think they're hungry, but getting the appetite, you know, being at Wembley, lifting up the trophy, creating some memories, you know, sharing that moment with the fans. Obviously, the final is like in February. That might just, on top of everything we're doing, on top of everything I've said, and you lot are probably saying in the chat, you get that little boost. Boy, who knows, man? It's an utter crime. It's a shame if we don't, if this ain't a proper season to remember. You know, I love my team. We all love our team. You know, the statistics come out. We've got good defensive metrics, even though we can go up the gears, good attacking metrics. You know, people are talking about beating Chelsea's conceded record. You know, London Derby records is great. More points than the Invincibles. X amount of losses in a calendar year. All of these great statistics that have come out in the last 3 years, 4 including now, it reflects what we need, what we know. We're a good team with a good manager. It's now about becoming a great team and a great manager. And the only way to do that now, because I think we're fucking good at it, is to get some silverware, is to put yourself in history. You know, I always say this. We all know Rob Holding is not of the levels of Gabriel Magalhaes, Julian Timber. The list goes on, you know. But he's higher regarded in Arsenal folklore, because at the end of the day, and I'm being a bit silly, when you say Rob Holding, on top of the obvious, you think that FA Cup. You're telling me these players ain't good enough to go do that? They deserve it. They deserve it. They deserve it. We deserve it. Go out and do it, man. But it's October. Things are going well. I do think there's been a lot of extreme opinions with my football club. You know, we're not that far away from August, actually, where it was all doom and gloom in pre-season after losing to the Spuds. We're saying the team, or more, to be honest, more Arteta, handbrake, cowardly tactics. And then it feels like after the Newcastle game up until this point, we're the best thing since sliced bread. And it's not even Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans, we're just keeping it moving. It's like, if the Premier League was a job, yeah, it's like us Arsenal fans and our team and our manager, we're not making no noise. We're just being normal civilians in society. We're just going to work, paying our bills, looking after our family. And it's like the outside hyper opinions of my football club. It's Arsenal's title to lose, like Jamie Carragher and all these guys. Bearing in mind, yeah, this is why I like receipts, and this is why I think the season's going to fluctuate. People are saying it's a bottle job and all these things. Go back a few weeks ago. How many points around when Liverpool beat us? How many points were Liverpool in front of us? And now look. So the narrative is going to spin day in, day out. A week is a long time in football. There's 29, 30 more games to go. It's down to us. The only ones that can stop us are ourselves, man. I think we're the biggest and baddest, and we're, you know, if everybody starts clicking, which I think will be the case, we're amazing, and that in comparison to a City or Liverpool, no. But I think it's like a three-way fight. It's like we're all in a ring about to fight. They can mash us up, we can mash them up as well. Like, we've got it all now. Go out and do it. Big up yourselves, man. Big up the chat. Big up the chat. Big up the chat, man. Make sure we're smashing like buttons. SLDs are full. What video is that you got that screenshot from? I'm looking at a bit bolo, Joe. Why for that? But anyways, for you, definitely not me. I'm handsome as hell, boy. Fucking, I'm a handsome geezer. I'm the most handsome geezer on this YouTube, mate. You waste, man. But anyways, afternoon, man. It's not too early for anything. This league is ours. Any sincere analysis will conclude that Arsenal are winning the league. That is elite level gaslighting, my boy. Sensational weekend, but we keep focusing on ourselves. Facts. Onwards and upwards. Sorry, where's that comment? Big up Nathan. Onwards and upwards. But to reduce the stress on myself, I go game by game. But we're doing well, so credit where due. Prayers for Jamaica, 1,000,000%, man. Hurricane season's a bitch, man. So yeah, man. Prayers for Jamaica and every other country. So it's sad, man. Like, what can you say? What can you say? And that right there is why we're winning this league. We can still get better, and we're already racking up wins. Everyone else is conceding 3 goals in one game. And again, for me, it's the attackers. Now, we're a better defensive side with a better defensive ethos. Our team, like the relationships in our defense, have been together a lot longer in it. Like whether that's Lewis Skelly, left back, Calafiori, the 2 centre halves, Timber and Saka have played together, not to the level of Benjamin White, but it's getting better and better. Obviously, if you were to include Benjamin White, you look at Arsenal. This season, we've seen Marino and Zubamendi. Rice and Zubamendi are learning each other's game. Odegaard, when fit, is learning that kind of stuff. Eze the same. The relationship between Eze and Gyökeres, or Odegaard and Gyökeres, and whoever the hell is on the left-hand side, when Madueke is in the mix. I think collectively and individually, I need my attacking players now. The penny needs to drop. Eze, beyond the obvious, it's written in the stars he was going to bag. We said this in the preview, and a blind man could see. It's just one of those things. Declan Rice bagged against West Ham. Marino bagged against Newcastle. Obviously, Eze bagged against Crystal Palace. Noni, get fit. We've got Chelsea soon. Noni, get fit. Gyökeres, Brighton, Wednesday. Remember, they didn't bust you, you know. So do what needs to be done. But yeah, I need my attackers. My attackers just individually and collectively, I need you to go up levels. Because if I'm brutally honest, Trossard and Martinelli are the ones that have keyword impressed the most relative to what we thought about them. I thought Trossard was good yesterday. He's obviously in a good moment in terms of scoring. Martinelli's had these moments as well. Eze's obviously had these moments. It was fucking fantastic against Newcastle. Amazing assist against City. Obviously, he did play well against West Ham, but in terms of scoring, not quite done that. Got a goal at the weekend. I need you lot to do the purple patch thing. The same way I'm gassing up Timber every week, Calafiori every week, Gabriel Magalhaes every week. I think we're starting to get there. Well, I'm always gassing up Zubamendi, but Zubamendi and Rice, like, we're starting to see something. I need my attacking players now. I don't know how you do it. Don't care how you do it. You just need to do it. But 8 games, 9 games in, and look at all the conclusions and talking points that have been said, not just with my football club, but in the wider realm of things, people. So yeah, man, I hear it. We can got the levels. Tell me Sunderland are going to win the league, or I don't take it seriously when people say it's not Arsenal's to win. I can't lie. Sunderland, I eat humble pie. I thought you, man, was a write-off to go straight back down. You lot have impressed me, but we're going to need them 3 points, man. Like, big up Crystal Palace, our little bros, you know. We're sorry Eze had to do that to you. Ian Wright and that. We love you lot, but we just need them 3 points. And I'll be honest, yeah, I'm just on the, you know me, I love nuances, I love balance, I love pathways, I love statistics, I love all of that. But you see, this season, I'm just on just winning shit. Just win the games, win the league. That's what I'm on. I'm not on nothing else. I don't really care about who's not playing and your individual problems. Like, just get me the league. All that other stuff is a byproduct. And for me, when the team is inconsistent, then I'm on crying about why ain't this guy getting a chance, that guy. The team's doing its job. Of course, you want to see Lewis Skelly get some minutes, Wanyeri get in the fold, want to see Dalman win some penalties, you know, and there's plenty of other examples and things like that. But it's just 3 points business. Liverpool City game will make us even clear to win the league. We just need a draw in that game. That's not this weekend, is it? It's the weekend after. Forgive me if I'm wrong, because that would mean we got Burnley, which ain't going to be easy. You know how it is rocking up at them away grounds. They're going to be on it. They're going to live and breathe every kick. We should be scoring some goals there. And then you got Sunderland next week under the lights. That's not going to be easy. They're doing very well. And I'm always a bit not shook, but I'm always wary of those teams. Because obviously if Arsenal go beat Sunderland, nobody cares, in it. Like, it's business as usual. If they beat us, you know what time it is. And we've got first world problems. They've got third world problems. As much as their gaffer, their boys are doing well, we're talking about, like, we're not worrying about relegation and things of that ilk. We're talking about titles and trophies. They're fighting to stay in it. Football's been removed, but they're fighting to stay in the division. People's mortgages and all these things are on the line. And I think, forgive me if I'm wrong, they've got like 20 points, 17, 20 points on the 17 to 20 points on the board. I don't know how much in the present day, but it's common belief, 40 points, you're safe in it. So they're almost halfway through that. So they're going to be hungry as well, man. People aren't going to calm down, my boy. People aren't going to calm down. And to be honest with you, like, I don't really care about the outside noise, because the same people that write us off, say we're not on nothing, they're waffling about us in a positive realm. Nobody can stop us. Everybody's copying us. And if we go through 3-4 shaky games, you lot get where I'm going. It is only October. But for me, and us balanced Arsenal fans, you are allowed to be happy about winning games. You're allowed to be happy about the form we're putting in. You're allowed to be happy about anything you think the manager's doing and the players are doing individually and collectively, while also keeping your feet on the ground. And one thing I give the boys credit for as well is there's got to be a correlation with us. Just not that we're not doing too much, but like we're just getting the job done in a couple of these games where you've got 2 games a week. We're in that realm now where it's 2 games a week, 3 games in 10 days. Energy, no matter how much depth you think you got, the energy levels, bearing in mind we've had, 2 international breaks, forgive me if I'm wrong. We're handling business. We're handling business, man. So far, we've passed every test that's been put in front of us. But as someone said, it is October. Let's finish it. Let's finish this period before the international break strong. We've got 3 games, 2 in the Prem. After the international break, it's on, innit? I've said it before, and I'll probably be a hypocrite after the international break, but this little period where you've had Newcastle, West Ham, Palace, Fulham, Burnley, Sunderland, that was the run or the cluster of fixtures that are more for, how's that going to pan out? What's going to happen there? Then after the international break, which make no mistake, it's mad. North London derby, we should be moving to Spurs. Big up Thomas Frank. I'm not going to, and actually Justin Coltrane. Nothing else connected to Spurs. We should be moving to them. Chelsea, I'll be honest, Arsenal Football Club, of the 3 years excluding this year, because obviously it will make it 4 times we played them this year. The first year we fought for the title, Zinni's first year, I think seeing us at Stamford Bridge, that was one of the most professional performances. Ironically, I think Magalhaes scored. We handled business. I'm not going to lie, in the last 2 years, I think we fucked about at Stamford Bridge. It's been filled with a bit too much drama, a bit too much. If we're good in the second half, we're poor in the first half. We're poor in the first half, poor in the second half. We need to go up the levels. It's Champions League, Bayern Munich. I want to move to them. I'm on revenge. It's simple as that. Like, we know what they used to do to us. Let them know that it's not that type of timing. Elise versus Saka. Let's show who does this kind of thing. And you can get the other games as well. In fact, from now to the end of January. But this is the Premier League. Everyone's got to play everyone. It is what it is, isn't it? So, yeah, man. It is what it is. Bro, everyone is rattled because they want us to bottle it playing good football. Arteta has generally said F that and started to be like Jose. Bro, if we could play attacking football, great. If we do the defensive thing, great. It's just nitpicking. That's why I just want us to win, because once you confirm in history that you've won the Prem, say what you want about my team. I always hear they're not aesthetically pleasing. They don't move me. Who cares, bro? Who cares? Because not one of these dumb pricks that said that are saying that now. Even if by that logic is still there. We're not that entertaining to watch, but we're inevitable in things. Who cares, man? Who really cares what they have to say, man? They don't support us. Who cares? Who cares, man? If our football isn't sustainable, then guess what? No one else's football is sustainable, because they can't be as defensively resolute than us. Our defensive aspects are sustainable. Our dead ball scenarios are sustainable, but we can't always rely on them things. It's working right now. This is why I need my attackers. Like, start figuring it out, man. Start figuring it out. You're all bloody good, man. Our defense is sustainable. People think Liverpool scoring 4 goals a game is sustainable, though. Again, it's not. Football's a low-scoring sport. It's one of the most lowest-scoring sports. And again, to be fair with you, if Liverpool were to collapse, just being non-biased, if you were to collapse and have this wobble, it's best that you do it in the first 8 games where you're only, am I wrong in what, they're 4 points? Or, well, I think City's 4 points, however many points where you could kind of claw it back. We've been seeing that was going to be the case. How much times did they get the rubber, the green? They earned their luck. They earned their luck. Newcastle early doors, Bournemouth early doors, us with a fantastic free kick early doors. So they knew it was coming. Slot and Van Dijk and them, man, were saying it week in, week out. And this is why I'm all big on the eye test, because at some point, performances and results do correlate. We all know how the Premier League, so far, we've earned everything. We've earned everything, in my opinion. The games we've won, we've earned the right to win them. It's not been no smash and grab per se. We've been the better team. Sometimes it might be 60-40. Sometimes it might be 70-30. Sometimes it might be 50-50. But we've earned that. The games we've lost and drawn, well, the 2, we deserve that. You know, if we played like how we did in the second half, potentially against City in the first half, you never know. Liverpool, I think it's more on demand. Well, I actually think City, the players are playing, but City and Liverpool, I think it's more on the gaffer, if I'm honest with you, because I do think we was a bit risk averse against Liverpool. But I'm not even vexed with that. I just feel the first 10-15 minutes in the second half needed to be a bit more proactive. But the general point is, performances and results correlate. Premier League, sometimes you're going to win when you deserve to lose, draw when you deserve more or less, lose when you've actually win when you're playing shit, lose when you're playing well. That's what Liverpool are going through right now. This is why we just need to keep going. I'm learning this season who really doesn't know football. But Is what it is, man. It is what it is. Liverpool are 5 points clear after 5 games. After 9 games, we are 7 points clear. That's how quick things can change. Exactly. Stay calm. But this is what I mean about the spin doctors and the narratives, because people were saying, "Raw, Liverpool are home," and all of this is actually true. Hallmark of champions. They're finding a way to win. They haven't rested on their laurels. They've won the league, and then Van Dijk and Salah have signed new deals. They brought in a bunch of players, a couple of big ticket items. They're finding a way. Like you said, they beat us as well, which was a 6-pointer at the time, and then everything that Gagnetti Jack, what a name, forgive me for mispronunciation, is saying here, and then it's another kind of zone now, and we don't know what the next 4, 5, 6 games is what we're gonna say for everybody, and so on and so forth. There's 20 or 29 games to go, and that's what makes it exciting. Liverpool aren't catching us. I hope so. I need them to persist with Szoboszlai right back. They're getting some nasty injuries. I think it's on the slot, if I'm honest with you. Obviously, the players are the ones playing, and I think they're silly mistakes, but I don't think Liverpool are effective and efficient defensively. I think the whole defensive ethos has gone off. I think physically they've dropped off. I don't think they press well. I think there's question marks with their midfield. I think there's a bunch of injuries. I think they're a bit shaky from set pieces. I think there's been too many wholesale changes. It will click either this year or seasons, but we've got a bit of stability. Let's play on this. People could say Salah's falling off and Frimpong this at right back, and the midfield they miss a 6. I can see why they wanted Zubimendi. The relationships all over the field, they're all on the gaffer. If man are not singing the praises of Isaac, obviously Hugo Ekitike is doing his thing, but if Isaac's not firing, if Salah's not firing, if you've not replaced the creativity on paper somehow that Trent's left, if Kirkes is looking shaky, half of the goals Liverpool are conceding, man are not following runners, there's bare gaps, it's habits. This is all for Slot to work out. And you kind of, I wish this season played out. I wish everything we're seeing now, I wish it was last season, if that makes sense. Even I wish Liverpool gave Slot everything he needed last summer, man, because he didn't reinvent the wheel, in it. And obviously, if we had the summer, this summer, last summer, it is what it is, but can't go back in time, man. Everyone is rattled because they've realized we have found out, hopefully, to get over the line against part of the bus tactics and throughout the business end of the season. That's why I don't care about the dead balls, because that is an angle. Teams don't want to open up against us, and that's nothing new. The game's changed, but the Emirates days when our football was more entertaining and only Barcelona could talk to us. How many times would we play a team off the park? We might not score. They get one chance, bang, down the other end of the net. So this is why I don't want, unless it's going to get better, I don't want anything to change defensively. I want us to go up the gears in the attacking sense. Keep working on them set pieces. You lot are smart enough. Do I need to say anything more? DG, and can we mods make sure we're smashing likes? DG, end of November, if we have 9 points lead with only 1 or 2 injuries, then I'm going to be 80% certain we have got the league. For me, it's just a thing where I always say it every year, from August, I'm only interested in getting to January. Still talking about what we're going to talk about. From January, get me to March, early April. From April to May, it's like a month long final, if that makes sense. Just get the job done. So right now, I'm just looking, what can we do better? How can we be better? Big us up for the run. Big us up for stuff we're doing what we need to do in it. Sunderland might, because they don't have European football to contend with. But aside from teams with no European football who are overperforming, the usual suspects can't touch us. I would say, for me, Arsenal, Palace, I disagree with something somebody said, that Palace is the best coach side we've bucked so far. I do believe that. Because everyone wants us to bag bare goals in that. It took a lot out of us against Atletico Madrid. 2 teams that are very well coached. Took a lot out of us. Glasner has, you know what history he's done for Crystal Palace. We know how good of a team they are. We know how good individuals are. They were never going to make it easy. They were going to be difficult to break down. They were going to give us 1-2 scares, like on the counter attack and stuff. Fortunately, they went unpunished. So you are right. I do think they are one of those, but I think people discredit Fulham. I think the approach from Marco Silva was actually fantastic. And that is something I'm going to need Arteta to kind of solve, because teams are not stifling, but I think Fulham and Bilbao, Newcastle didn't do it, but Fulham and Bilbao, they found a way to stop David Raya, our whole back five, including Raya, getting it into the Ezes, the Rices, the Zubis, the mid and low blocks. When I'm watching the game again, I think Marco Silva's approach was good. Unfortunately, we're just the Arsenal in it. But yeah, and I do think that with Palace, but I don't know, man. I don't know. They do have Europe. Bournemouth, I'm sure Bournemouth had it last year or the year before. Nottingham Forest, these are the teams that I don't want to say they're overperforming, but they're kind of overperforming. And when it gets to the business end, there is a bit of a wobble. But so far, so good from Sunderland. Obviously, they got our former man Xhaka. You want them to keep doing their thing. I want to 1-0 every effing game right now. I want to see some man squirm. Bro, I must admit, it is nice to see people losing their shit from us with set pieces. I will admit it, man. Like, I will. It is nice because I don't know how it makes you that mad. Liverpool versus City is going to be a meal in the pub settings. I'm not going to lie, yeah, because it's too easy to ask you lot a draw. Like, a draw between Liverpool and City would be perfect. If someone has to win, that draw don't exist. If Liverpool or City have to win, which one do you lot go with? This is where it gets interesting. The Eze finish was top quality, man. Did a karate volley into the net. Bro, man, karate kicked it. Ridiculous. I've realized I've got license to say we're winning the league because I never claimed we're winning the league in 23-24 and 24-25. Now all of you, man, are a bit dubious predictions. I'm trying not to get excited, but this team has me so calm. Rivals desperately trying to put the pressure on, but all I feel is confidence in this team. It truly feels like we've turned the corner. See what you did there to turn the corner. Rival team waiting for us to drop points. That's more motivation to turn up and extend our lead. You're right. And we do need to have that thinking that, right, you mess about, you think you've won stuff before it's been signed off. Liverpool, City, maybe some unknown challenger, because realistically, when you look at the Premier League table right now, yeah, if you were to look at, like, if I just said, what do you think about Arsenal, Man United, Spurs, Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Sunderland, this team, that team, and you looked at them individually, and the talking points you're saying, whether that's, can they get Europe, can they win a title, are they overperforming? When you think about all of those teams and you look at the league table, it's a very different, it puts things into perspective. So you do need to look around, but we just need to keep doing our jobs, bro. We need to just be fearful of ourselves. We just need to remember the pain of, if you need any motivations, the last 3 years. If you need pain as motivation, the last 3 years. I don't care how these players source their motivation. If they want to do it for themselves, their family, their gaffer, their teammates, the fans, the pain of last year, wanting to look back when they've got grandkids and say, I did X, Y, and Z with my life. Whatever you need to get you going, make sure you bring this home. Don't introduce me to a vibe. If we don't do it, I don't know where I'll go from this. I'll be real. I don't know. Because I don't think it's voodoo, bro. There's no need to go and look at tactics and games that we drop points. It's someone's done something to us. I'm interested to see how we go on in the domestic cups, a double D mint. I've said, for me, my hot take, Premier League and FA Cup double. It'd be nice, man. And our boys should be hungry for silverware, full stop. And obviously, like, for me in the Prem and the champs, I mean, the champs in the League Cup, bro, we got to the semis last year and we lost to both winners. So by that logic, if we get to the semis and we win, we should believe that. You know what time it is? We're 7 points clear of Liverpool. I don't look at the league table. I don't know. Let's just keep working. I'm excited to see our almost second string in the cup games. But do you do it against Brighton, though? Do you do it against Brighton? Because a part of me wants to see rotation, and I'm with you, Jay. But on the other hand, I don't want to. It's one where I'm happy I'm not Mikel Arteta. I would say if Wednesday's game is a Champions League game, are we making rotations? Bearing in mind we do have Slavia coming up. Because I do think no matter how much I feel, you could put, but like, we've got a decent back five, second choice back five. At this moment in time, Lewis Skelly, second choice left back, right? Slap him left back. Forget Timber for now. Benjamin White's right back. Whoever you want, you could have Mosquera and I'm forgetting everyone, Mosquera and Hincapie, and you could slap Kepa in goal. That's a decent back five on paper, and it is, and we're gonna see a lot of that. But if you make those changes, and obviously, I don't know, Norgard, Marino, Wanyeri, to be fair, Saka and Martinelli and Jesus, you lot probably would have to play out on the flanks because we ain't got much. You will see a team that's made several changes, and is Brighton the team to do that against? And obviously, with the way the League Cup pans out, you win this and you're not actually that far from the business end of it. So I don't know, man. I trust whatever team goes out there, but yeah, man. In some ways, us not going, say, for Watkins in January makes sense when you look at the squad we have now. Watkins would have been a bad move. Now, I think Watkins would have worked. I think Watkins would have worked in January. A part of me thinks what could have, that of having a striker, I actually think we could have done a lot better against PSG. It makes sense on the hindsight thing because you saved your bread and then you went and showed us the mad thing in this summer. But I do think you have to deal with the present, and we had a good chance in the present moment to salvage our season in Jan. And the club, you know what? I forgive you. Like, the club disappointed me, not necessarily the gaffer, even though indirectly he has a hand, or the players. But you lot disappointed me in January of this year. You lot told me that you're cool with just top four. Honestly, like, you knew he was in that weird realm where No one's going to catch us for second. We're not catching Liverpool. We do what we can in the cups, and it is what it is. Watkins would have been a feast, man. So, yeah, man. We've got the league rattled. Don't call anything till you get through Christmas at least too early. Fact. Xmas ain't touching. Our squad is too deep. Way. If or when we win, I want to see the Arteta outers try to wiggle out of fans pointing them out. I hear that, man, and they'll have to answer that. But fans, whether you're an Arteta section, you got posters of him on your wall, which is scary as a grown man, or you hate the guy. Can we like just fucking celebrate the Arsenal winning something if and when that happens? Like, I hear it, but I do think there's with every game we lose or Arteta chokes or whatever. Oh, I told you he's not the guy. Oh, I told you he's the guy. Can we just fucking celebrate that it's our first Premier League trophy in 20 plus years? My first as a grown adult. Gone through so much in my life, but again, it's only October. Let's just keep going, man. Appreciate you, Karma. I saw you on Talksport yesterday. Great job. Appreciate you. I was back in Yokeres. You say what you don't want about me. When I go on mainstream, I back it. I back it. When we're in-house and with our family, we will talk honestly. But out there, what do you mean? Yokeres best thing since sliced bread. It's always fun being on there, though, man. At least you can say I backed it. And this season, I'm not going to lie, man. It's not that we're not going to criticize and praise, but Arsenal fans, man, it just needs to be a mob this year. It just needs to be a hooligan thing this year. Like, let's just get behind the lads and the manager when conversations, God forbid, but if those conversations need to take place, we will therefore have them on this platform. But right now, everybody needs to just give everything they've got. Whether you're watching the game, shouting on screens, whether you're at the games week in and week out, whatever you have to do, yeah, just get over the line, man. Need City and Liverpool to go deep in Europe and keep them game numbers up to keep them pressed. If they drop out early, they'll focus everything on the league and we could be in trouble. City will slap Liverpool to answer your question. I want City to beat Liverpool. So that means you think Arsenal going to win the league, Jay. Then you've got City. You've got Arsenal, Liverpool, and then City. It's interesting. Interesting. When we win, it's loading up. Listen, I like the way we're going, but I've seen teams and I've seen my team get over the line, but we're not even at halftime in the season. Like, we're not. Look at everything that's been said. Not too many weeks ago, SA was playing left wing. It's crazy work. I need Paul to beat City because Paul will drop points against just about anyone else after the fact. City won't drop as many points as Liverpool. Just bring me a left winger in Jan. Slap money for Kenan Yildiz or Yan Diamande or Nusa. Do that. Treble guaranteed. I'd love a left winger in Jan, but kind of going back to what like Jay was alluding to, there's been years where we've actually needed someone in January and they haven't done it. And it's not that we don't, and there could be market opportunities. And, we did buy 8 players in the summer. I never saw that. I stand corrected if we do something in January. I just feel the club will keep the powder dry for the summer of 2026. They've spent big. I don't really feel there'll be incomings and outgoings. Of course, there might be offers you can't refuse. Someone like Gabriel Jesus' future is going to be subject to speculation. Maybe a couple of under 21s go out on loan. Fair enough, though. Nusa's looking like he's the one we need, though, man. I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I can't lie. And that's all you can be. In the same way, if we were mad shit, like if we were doing what Liverpool doing right now, I'd understand the negativity. Victor is strong, but he needs to run across the defense when going forward and watch the distance between him and the goal. I'm not going to lie. I think Victor, I might need another striker if I don't see more, but it's still early doors and I want it to work for you and I'm back because you did everything. I think he did well. You did all right against Palace, but second half, there was a couple of moments where I'm thinking, yo, that bit of individual brilliance, my guy, just put that on your right. I see you do these things against Leeds, but we're back in Yokeres, man. But again, if we're doing what we need to do, and Yokeres isn't firing, Eze isn't exactly on fire, all the attackers aren't really on fire like that. The only way is up, man. Play a strong team against Brighton. We have to respect them. That said, even our second 11 is strong. The Gooner, make sure you're subscribing to their platform, his platform, better yet. You're right. But then who do you put out there? You know what? I mean, probably have to wait for our live stream tomorrow because obviously we want to see Mikel Arteta's press conference and all of that. But then who do you slap out there? Like, do you really? Saliba and Gabriel. We want to wrap them both in cotton wool, but it's like at this moment in time, Gabriel Magalhaes is so effective in both ends. Brighton are a very well coached side. They're very experienced. They can make it difficult for us. They're not a little man team. You know, you make too many changes in that back line. It's not about ability, it's about relationships. And I'm not saying you lot don't see this, but that's one thing that jars me in football. Even when you look at Liverpool, yeah, and it's not even football, it's English fans. People always like the solution to everything is spending money, and that's the only thing people care about. And even me, I'm victim of that, bro. Like in the summer, yeah, you know, the partnerships that are already at the club, they could get better. But of course, you're excited about your career. You're gassed about Eze and all of these things. But that's only half the job. Finding new solutions, evolving, relationships building are things that, you know, are equally as important. What's this? Magalhaes and Saliba have been together 3 years now, right? Give or take. Raya's been here a couple of years now. It's about them relationships. And even with Zubamendi and Rice, because now you finally have a proper long-term partner, Rice. Obviously, we've seen Rice and Partey, but Partey had issues of his own. The first year, Declan Rice's first year, there was a bit of messing about. 1 minute, he's playing with Havertz, then he's with Jorginho, then he's with Partey, then he's with this one. Like, we need these relationships. But then you look at Brighton, where do you lot go with? Because Kepa probably going, I can't lie, I'd play Raya. I don't really want to see Kepa. And that's no disrespect to you, Kepa. It's just Raya's my best goalie. You don't need no break. And to be fair with you, if you do change the back five, they probably will have a more shots on goal. Raya probably needs to start doing some saving practice before he forgets how to use his hands, man, such as the corner boys and the clean sheet kings that we are. But for me, I'm tempted to do this. Mascara is brilliant, but you ain't got two of those. I'm tempted to do this for Brighton. Just to entertain you lot. Smash the like button if you haven't. But then as well, don't get twisted. If White plays, Timber's gonna have to come off that bench because you man ain't got 90 minutes in you. Hincapié, you're gonna get significant minutes. Hope you can get 90, but we need to be careful with your grind, man. So that'll probably be my back five. And you gotta remember, as much as we got depth, in the attacking ranks, there's not that too many players to pick from, you know. And let's remove these numbers, man. It's a bit jarring that they do this. Let's remove these numbers still. Get out of here, man. This is where it gets techie now. Smash the like. Appreciate you. DG, don't slip. We'll gain on you. See, this is what I mean about not looking at the table, man. United fans are chatting. John Ant, big up you lot for what you did against Liverpool. But this is, see, when you're a little kid, yeah, and big people are talking, and your mum or auntie tells you, come out the room, man. This ain't, yeah, you need to go watch the war stories, the black and white, Sir Alex Ferguson stuff. Go, you know what you should do, yeah? What was it, 2012? Balotelli QPR? Go watch that. Stay out of this, man. Stay out of this. You lot doing your thing, though, playing what we've been there, playing one game a week. You're in 2 competitions, at least for now, because first port of call, you went out against Grimsby. Going out against Grimsby in the League Cup, cup before Carnival is dark. You're still in the FA Cup because it ain't kicked off. 1 game a week, we're cheering on you. You don't do your top 4 thing, man. You don't do your top 4. United, so good, so good. We believe in you lot. When Amarim was saying, oh, we believe we can beat anyone, we're like, yeah, you can, man, United. You definitely can. We're cheering you lot on against Liverpool. We're bigging you lot up. Big up Ahmed for taking a leaf out of Saka's book in reverse and becoming a fullback. Seeing Sesko do his thing. Still not quite seeing anything from that Cunha lad, though. Like, he scored a goal. Like, between Cunha and then Javi Simmons, I don't know. Like, these were signing the season talk. I don't know. Don't know about any of that. Anyways, mate, away from, I think you lot are a football team, but I'm going to focus on an actual team that looks like a team now. My back five will probably be Kepa, Hincapié, Mascara, White, MLS. But a part of me wants the strongest team. I must admit, I'm happy I'm not Mikel Arteta. You can't really win. Play your strongest team, man, get injured. What are people going to say? This is where it gets difficult. Do you slap Marino up front? Can't lie, Gyökeres, you're going out there, man. Brighton, it's your old team. They sold you. They get wonder kids from all over the world, all the continents in the world, is it continents? Like Europe, Asia, Africa, whatever, all the continents, and they didn't bust you. Go and show them. Marino scored against his old team. Eze and Rice did. Make sure you're on that. You got 45 to 60 minutes out there. Go grab some goals, so then you can bag against Burnley. And Gyökeres, you're normally a scorer at the end. You know what, Gyökeres, you're bagging in 2 games this week. So I'm going with you. Marino, you're going to go up front at some point in that game. And this is where it gets it. But we got to remember, Calafiori, Martinelli, Saka, Rice, still Magalhaes, Hincapié. Either man came off injured or we've got to be a bit cute and clever. And this is where, Jesus, Madueke, Havertz, you wish you could just wave a magic wand, man. I still maintain there was a role here for Tomiyasu. It's like, I know, people, I know I'm doing too much, but there could have been a role here for him or Tierney in games like this. There's 3 games of the 50 plus that will play a season. This is where it starts to get long, man. It's not an agenda to ask when we can get over the line. He's not a rookie anymore. Arteta is 5 years in, plus our squad has potential. It's time now. Any news on injuries? Well, honestly, apart from what we went over yesterday, not that I can see, or until some journalist comes out, I ain't got a clue. Have to wait on Mikel Arteta's press conference. And even then, he has us on strings, really, because sometimes he'll make you believe the players are going to be there, then they're not. You just have to wait till match day, innit? An hour before kickoff. That's it. That's legit it. Because other than that, and it all depends on what these guys, like some man might have muscular injury. Saka, it feels like sickness. I don't know, man. I don't know. And this is where it's even difficult to even do this. See, now I would be drawing, you know what, Trossard, you're going to have to do a job, man, because I don't know if Martinelli's going to be about. But to be fair, Arteta said he's going to be okay in it. That's your thing, Martinelli. Go out there, man. I think Rice will be okay. I'm going to have to do something I don't want to do. I'm going to have to suggest things I don't necessarily want to suggest. I'm cool with you, no God. You're calm. These are the games for you, bro. I'd rather you be on the bench as and Wanyeri in the 10, as mad as that is, but boy, desperate times. Like, I don't know if Rice is there, like. But then again, do you like this? You probably have to. I'm gonna need an hour from you, Zubimendi. Especially if there's too much relationships being lost on that pitch. If there's no Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba, if there's no Rice and Zubimendi, you are going to see a team look a bit. I'm not saying we can't play well or get over the line, but you will see a disjointed team. A part of me wants to. Do you put Marino in the 10 and then bring in Norgard? Do you go Zubimendi and Marino? Eze, you gotta play, man. Ranieri, you have to do a job, bro. You have to. Kepa, Hincapi, Mascara, White, MLS, Marino, Zubi, Eze, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Wanyerian. Even guys that you want to see given the whole night off, they're gonna have to be used, man. Gyökeres, public praise, private criticism. Exactly, my boy. Exactly. Got a test Bournemouth in Jan for Semenyo. It's dream chasing, though, man. It's dream chasing. Stranger things have happened, but they're having a good season. We know Premier League teams have money anyways. He's just signed a new deal. January's a difficult time because they're going to have to go source a replacement. Obviously, Arsenal just spent a lot, and when all the accountant years it's got to fall into, there's obviously that. As much as I think Semenyo will be good, there is that caveat of it is difficult for players to leave one team in January and then kind of hit the ground running, mid kind of season. They've sold Howson, Kirkes. There might even be one more, Zabani. They've got strong cash reserves, so they might just say cut when you cut. Like, if I'm honest, and if I'm Bournemouth, I'm saying Arsenal. You know what? I'm not saying you can't turn Semenyo's head and Champions League and look what they're doing. On top of everything you're seeing, he might look at it and say, "Bro, you know what? Trossard, Martinelli, I could take that left wing spot." It don't matter, because if I'm Bournemouth in January, I'm saying, listen, if that's his release clause, allegedly 70-75 million. If you want him, you got to pay that January premium, innit? If you want to negotiate, summer thing, innit? If not, F off, leave us alone. We got our own things to be dealing with. So I would love it. Semenyo would fit us like a glove in it. He's ball-footed, versatile, can play across the front three. Bit like Eze, there's that Arsenal kind of link of his being an Arsenal fan, Premier League proven, got a long throw and good in aerial drills as well. And I also Premier League proven, and I also think these players, like you look at Semenyo, we all know he almost didn't become a footballer. He's been in the lower leagues, didn't actually, You know, it weren't plain sailing for him at Bournemouth. When you go through these kind of moments, and he's still 25, innit? Bit like Hincapie, 23 is a bit of a mind games. Like, are you sure? I need to see your passport. There's that. Like, I've gone through so much. I'm here now. Like, I need to do this. And like, Eze's the same from that hymn sheet. Gyökeres the same. You could force in it, but you could say Marino when he came back to this country versus when he left the first time. He's held in a different regards. It'd be lovely if Jesus and Trossard go. Maybe also but I trust in him. Are you selling Trossard in January or Jesus? You're more likely to get rid of Jesus. But I'm very wary. Obviously, next summer, there's decisions to make around people like Trossard. But I would hold on to him. I'm not selling him until you bring someone in. Even with Jesus, is anyone going to buy him? Keyword buy, or are you going to sniff around for a loan? When you think of Gabriel Jesus, yeah, he can mock. You know, many managers and teams will have him. He's a decent player. But it's mid-season. He just come back from a second big injury. It's not really making sense. You never know. Stranger things have happened. DGC, Ben Sesko, assist, Gyökeres could never. Stop comparing your guys to us. That's how I know you rate Arctic. Don't care about that. No matter what you say, I promise you, Sesko could score 40 Premier League goals. Gyökeres could score 5. But I'll always rate Gyökeres more. You know why? Because he weren't scared of Kai Havertz up front. Gyökeres did this. Allow it. Do people still think Liverpool have a chance at the league? If it was Arsenal flopping like Liverpool, would be the Gluminati say we're out of the league. You know what? You are right on that. You are right. You are right. Probably wouldn't. For my thoughts, I don't think they're out of it. If Arsenal are in City's position, would people say we've lost the league already? They would probably say whoever's top's the best. If we're in City's perspective, it would probably be the glass half empty, half full Arsenal fan chatter, if I'm honest. We're crushing this league. They're studying the film on all Arsenal games right now, trying to figure out how Arteta got the defense like this. Big up, DG. It's been a while since I caught one of your live streams because I've been away from home due to building works taking place at my house, but I'm glad I'm here now. Big up yourself, up the Gunners. Raya can sign autographs during some games, bro. Raya's been having a break during games. He's probably been billing it. Yep, that back five looks decent now. Norgard. I want Norgard in there, bro. I'm not going to lie. A bit of steel. I'm not a fan of Marino and Zubimendi together in midfield. I think games they can do it. I'm just a bit nervous, if I'm honest. And I just think Norgard's got a bit of steel about him. I think you need that against Brighton. But then again, Marino and Zubi for club and country, they do play together. I would love to give Eze the night off. It's not a that thing. Eze and Gyökeres, give me an hour, man. Give me an hour. Just give me an hour. I really don't care how we win as long as we keep winning, but it is worrying to see just how bad we have become at creating chances in open play. I'm not sure if the long run it is possible to win the league while being 17th in the league for open play goals. Can get better. DG thoughts on El Clasico. El Clasico has fallen off. You know, shout out Bellingham. It was all right. You know, the penalty thing, they almost gave a dodgy penalty. You know, Mbappe had a great goal disallowed. Best thing about it is probably the handbags after the game, man. Really. Norgard, Marino, Ethan. Yeah, but I think Zubi's... If Rice was fit, and he might be, if Rice was fit, I'd probably have him for an hour. I think it's too much new. Like, I think we've got to find that balance of obviously resting some legs, giving opportunities to others. But yeah, and don't get twisted. Like, this obviously isn't our first choice 11. Insert any player you think is in our first choice 11. They're probably, not everyone, but they're probably going to have to play some part. Feels like a setup getting Brighton so early in. Trust. Dalman. I don't think we're going to see Dalman start, though, man. I don't think we're going to see Dalman start. But yeah, Dalman minutes, man. Trossard, Martinelli, Marino. I still don't like the rate we're picking up knocks and injuries. Ethan, not Eze in the 10. Still feel like ultimately it could cost us again. But then someone's done voodoo on us, my boy. If we get Semenyo in Jan, I'm almost certain we win the league this season. Your YouTube featured here in Holland, bro. Me? What do you mean featured? As in people in Holland are watching me? Big up the Dutch. What do you mean by that? Holland stations to fuck with me. Selling in January has to be considered in the context of how far we are ahead in the league. If it's closed, then circle the wagons and keep squad chemistry. That seems good. It's true though, yeah. But at the same time, if you sell like someone said, sell Trossard. You sell Trossard. You sell Trossard. You sell Jesus. You have to assume forget bringing in someone. And there's injuries when the market closed. We're fucked. This is the first time it feels like if squad depth was like, it feels like we finally, it's winter and we've got bare jackets on. Like, we have the luxury of taking off some jackets. Fundamentally, like a few years ago, or even last year, really, it's cold outside. We've got like 2 thin jackets on and it's cold, but we can hold it up. If we keep jogging, we're a bit warm. If it drops a bit more, it's peak. So I don't really want to mess that up because I want the luxuries of utilizing these tools. If Trossard or Jesus to humor you lot, if any of them look cut, I need to see a left winger. I don't know if that's going to be an unknown entity that, unless you're watching whatever team and league you know about them, I don't know if it's going to be a youngster. I don't know if it's going to be like, you know, we're always going to get linked with the Semenyos, the Leaos, the Rodrigo. Well, Rodrigo ain't happening in Jan, but the Rodrigos. So yeah, man, stranger things have happened. I love the handbags. Rodrigo looked dead. They were fighting. I love it, man. Even Rudiger and Rafinha, I was like, what are you lot doing here? It felt a bit forced. I know El Clasico's filled with passion and that, but I don't know. It just felt a bit. It felt a bit forced. It just felt forced. Gyökeres concerns me, needs to level up. Yeah, there is concerns with Gyökeres. I accept him for what he is. You're clunky. You're never going to be the most aesthetically pleasing. You put yourself around and you fit in. I still think you'll see a bit more goals from him if we start creating a lot more. But Gyökeres, if we get to May and we're saying this, it's not that I want you sold because you're part of this. Just find the next Isaac and the next Hugo Ekitike. You're part of the squad. I wouldn't say concerns, more like underwhelmed, if I'm completely honest. Bellingham done his thing, got to respect it. Yeah, what a celebration it is, man. I'm in Damn and opened the app and it got you featured. Also, you're talking about YouTube. Can Norgard play right back? Less of that, man. We have Hincapie and MLS coming on to set up shop now. It used to be Rob Holding. We actually went to a 3 at the back against Palace. We're scoring set pieces because teams playing one-dimensional low blocks and parking it against us day in, day out. Once they open, we slide like we did Atletico. Yamal talks too much. What footballer doesn't talk too much? I still feel like Gyökeres will find where he fits, even though he doesn't suit the system too much. I think he fits in. I just need Donny to stand out. And different, but I'd say that with Eze as well. If I'm completely honest, you fit in. I need you to stand out now. I need you to become inevitable in front of goal. I think he needs to be a bit meaner as well. Yamal was running his mouth. Could tell Vinny weren't having it. I like that. Run your mouth, but chat shit, get banged. Featured means your channel gets promoted in the country, strictly promoted, like it's getting pushed to new accounts or guest accounts. Big up the Dutch and big up the Dutch YouTube duns for that. Big up you lot. I'm proper upset about Gyökeres. I wanted him to be our destroyer up front. I'm not giving up on him because it's been 8 games, but yeah, man, it needs to happen right now, innit? You're 27, and I don't want to hear this Arteta didn't want him, doesn't want him, and that fundamentally, whether he's his first choice, 50th choice, or first, we brought Donny in now, and we knew, one luxury of getting a younger striker is there is that element of, yeah, maybe they'll come good. Obviously, Gyökeres got about 5 years, but it needs to happen now. It needs to. And as much as I feel like he's adapted, there's only so much you can demand a fish to climb a tree. Like, we do need to. I think it's just collective. We just create some more chances. Everyone's going to benefit, innit? Lionheart, appreciate you, man. So, yeah, man, we hope he can. We hope he can, man. We hope he can. It's in the featured section. Well, big us up for that. And that's because of you lot, man. We got 71 likes. Can we get as close to 100 as possible? What else we got in terms of the tabs? Is this... Sorry, let me remove your comment. Big up, Michael. Is this already Arsenal's title to lose? The Premier League season is 9 games old. Calm down then. Only a quarter of the campaign has elapsed. This was only just a point at which we can think of the league table as representing a big enough sample size to pay attention to. Not a time when we can draw grand conclusions, but where everything is headed. That said, it's now Arsenal's title to lose. Okay, so when Liverpool were 5 points clear, what was said, you know what? You lot do your talking points. Top of the table has a rather unusual and refreshing look to it. I've never seen the Premier League table this year, but this is going to be news to me. With Bournemouth and Sunderland in Champions League places, the former is the result of steady progress under Adoni Areola, big him up, great gaffer, and displaying the virtues of smart transfer business. The latter, an exhilarating, is that how you say it, first few weeks back in the top flight that might drop away soon. But for the moment, nobody cares about that. Arsenal are top with 22 points. But even if you can say what you want about Bournemouth, but bro, we're not that far away from no one. And I'm sorry, but you can't draw too many conclusions in 9 games. As I said earlier, whatever you say, forget the league table that you can see in front of us. Whatever you say about Liverpool, Man United, City, Sunderland, Tottenham Hotspur, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Chelsea, Palace, Brentford, actually Newcastle, individually, like just focusing on their teams, what you've seen. Now look at the league table. Because I would actually, you wouldn't think Man United are sixth behind City. You wouldn't think City are behind Sunderland. You would definitely not think Spurs are third. To be fair, you would expect Bournemouth to be higher up the table. For me, I rate Palace's team. I think they'd be higher for all the noise that Chelsea fans make. And you don't move shameless, because when you won the Club World Cup, you lot were like, oh, we could contend for the league. I don't want to hear no bullshit. If you lot don't win the league, we're on to you lot as well. Look where they are. Can't draw too many conclusions from nothing. By the 18-game mark, obviously we'll still be in the top 3 positions, even the top 4 race, because I think Arsenal are shooing, City are shooing, Liverpool are shooing, even though only one of the 3 sides is there. 4th spot. Does 5 spots get Champions League? I don't know who gets 4th. I think it's more an Amarin, but you can't United got bare problems, but you can't discount the fact that they do have 1 game a week. That's something for them. Chelsea, you'd imagine, if I had to put money, I'd probably say they bag 4th, regardless of where they are. I would have put Newcastle into the mix and still do, but like, even me, it's a bit mad that they're 12th in it, really and truly. And then there's always a Bournemouth for Sunderland, a team that looks like dark horses. Whether they're able to do it is another thing. Put MLS and Marino in midfield, put Hincapie at left back, play Magalhaes. I hear that, but we ain't gonna see them things there under him, man. Chelsea are 1 win from 4th. They'll be there. It's true, but it's early doors. I don't think Spurs are getting top 4, but you can't. They got a bloody good gaffer in Thomas Frank. I just think they're players. If anyone who isn't Arsenal, especially those Newcastle bricks, if the English teams do good in Europe, 5th gets Champions League. But what is doing good? Someone's got to win it, no? Man said, made a conscious decision to only watch DG for Arsenal content. I appreciate that, man. But there's plenty of good, balanced Arsenal content creators, or even if they're negative or positive, they can give their thoughts. I just think we live in a day and age of empty barrels make the most noise. You shout, you do a madness. Like, I'm sure you not know the landscape in it. So yeah, I appreciate you though. Yeah, Warren, shout out, man. I see you in the comments. Just shout out. Too early. 1 run of fixtures and everything gets flipped. I'm from the George Graham era, so I'm loving what I'm seeing all day, every day. And you know what? George Graham's got to be proud. He saw it firsthand. Big up, bro. Just came from work. Gonna chill with some first lady. Appreciate you, Sean, man. Big up the 9-to-5ers, man. Hello. We were down to our speedos last season. You know what? That's funny now. At the time, it definitely wasn't. 5th gets it because we're winning the thing. Pardon me. I hear it. You ain't winning this. Spurs fans got their first Bedina. It's like going far in the competitions. Riley, how much money do you want to bet me that Arsenal win silverware this year? Hey, trophy. Riley. Put your money where your mouth is. Please. Tranquillo. What's this? Eze's perfect role, vital to capitalize on results. Mascara's important. Big up Eze for that goal. How important was it for Arsenal to capitalize? On Saturday, champions Liverpool suffered a 4th consecutive Premier League defeat. Then on Sunday, City were beaten 1-0 at Villa Park. The results leave Arsenal 4 points clear at the top of the table, but 6 points ahead of 4th place City and 7 ahead of 6th place Liverpool. Arsenal's closest challengers right now are Bournemouth and Sunderland. Factor in that Arsenal have already visited Old Trafford, Anfield, St James's Park, and what about the other difficult away games? And their start to the season becomes all the more impressive. This is yet another fixture in which Arsenal has improved on their points tally last season. In 2024-25, Arsenal were twice pegged back in a game which ended as a 2-2 draw. Arsenal's developing lead will make them early favourites for the title. That will bring its own pressures and challenges. But recent evidence suggests this squad is better prepared than ever. Big up Eze, man. Big up Eze. Rice pull it in. Magalhaes kept it alive. Eze struck, man. And he's had to play left wing, 10, left 8, right 8, get into grips with things. He's capable of producing magic. And we need that. Goals. And shout out Mascara. We don't need to read this. Shout out Mascara for coming on at halftime and handling business. On the injuries, the first one was Willie, who had to be out after the first half. Declan was struggling with a knock that he took from the first half, and Calla as well, Calafiori. So let's see how they recover. When asked about Martinelli, who was seen limping, yeah, I think so. We have to check that one. He was a bit uncomfortable. He said he felt something. We don't know whether it's muscular or not. Tomorrow we'll have more news. On Saka, he's been ill. It seems like there's a bit of a stomach bug going around because the ill thing's been said a lot. He's been ill, hasn't really trained. We didn't know whether he was going to be fit. So he made a big effort to be available today. The doctor guided us to give us the best possible opportunity to be in the best condition. He managed to play a few minutes, but the longer the game went on, he was getting too fatigued and wrist injury. We didn't want to take that risk. So yeah, I mean, this is why we've got depth in it, really and truly. But yeah, man, what's this? Arsenal don't need to produce classics every week. This win was about the bigger picture. Art the Roche, I need to get you on the platform. Facts, just about getting it done. People sit there and say, you know, Crystal Palace are good. They're wing backs, they're back five, they're the cohesive unit, and then think we're gonna blitz them 4-5-1. It's not going to be a that thing. Arne Slot says Liverpool's defeat, one of his worst, adapting to summer signings a factor. I mean, Slot is losing the plot, and the Athletic done him dirty with that picture. You're blaming teams for adapting to a great team in Liverpool. You're losing it. I hate when goofies get motion because he starts talking mad. So yeah, it probably is, but that's to have been expected. You knew what time it was when you brought in all these players. This is the 7th time Arsenal have had 22 plus points after 22 points after 9 Premier League games. They only won the league in only one of those seasons, 03-04. Food for thought. And then there's also them statistics that have said what the last time we finished second 3 times in a row, we won the league. So it all depends what poison you want to drink in it, people, if I'm honest with you. Goals conceded, we're first. XG against, we're first. Clean sheets, we're first. Shots faced, we're first. Shots on target face, we're first. Come break us down. Great Waller M5. And again, the bogey teams. Last season, we lost to Newcastle, go to New at St. James's Park. As Magalhaes does there. We lost to West Ham. We didn't this year. We drew with Fulham. We didn't this year. We drew with Crystal Palace. We didn't this year. And to be fair, Declan Rice and Marino should be in the graphics. Gyökeres, you've got us against Brighton. And this is the shameless stuff they do now. Like, here's the Premier League table if only open play goals counted. Arsenal are 5th, which tells you there's scope to go up. And listen, we all know the BBC's being a bit disingenuous with this and all these things. You go and look at our touches in the up box, our passes into the final third. They're all showing an uptake. We all know we need to do a lot better in an attacking sense. The gaffer's got to do that, the individual players and the collective. So if we can marry that with the set plays, fair enough. I don't think this wins a title, though. What does this mean? But don't let that get in your way of a good narrative, people. Let's end October well as well, people. Beat Olympiacos, West Ham, Fulham, Palace, and Crystal Palace. Bare clean sheets, innit? 0 goals. 0 goals conceded, 11 goals scored. Well, all right, innit? United 12th. But I think United, there's some statistics creative-wise that put United as one of the best teams in the Prem. So it all depends what stats you want to use without context to manipulate people. Man said George Graham was in the crowd, so I knew it'd be 1-0. Fair enough. Arsenal have now kept 10 clean sheets from 13 matches in all comps this season. The joint fastest and English top flight side has ever reached double figures for clean sheets in a single season. We've gone over the Martinelli thing already. I won't bore you lot with that again. We have now scored more goals from set pieces alone than the entire tally of 8 teams in the Premier League this season. Let's get that for open play. Shout yourself, Mascara. Our fans are going to love Hincapie, mark my words. It's great to have Hincapie on the pitch. You could sense immediately his aggression. He's commitment in every action that he does. Way better than Kivior. I don't need to gas up Timber anymore. Best right back in the league, mate. That's the only demi-downer that you're sweating over the fitness of several of our players as we've gone over. Don't forget, people, 2 p.m. I've got Lee Gunner, 3:15 Graham. And yeah, people are afraid. I don't know, man, because a couple of weeks ago, you weren't writing articles like this. Theo Walcott said Arsenal could do a bit of everything now. The whole team has a fear factor. People are just afraid of them, and it's great to see. It's starting to now be normal that they don't concede goals. They'll have a bad patch, and last year it was too many draws. But I don't think that's going to happen this year. There's belief in the whole club now. I hope so. Pep not worried that City have to chase down Arsenal. Of course, why would you be drawn of this? Arsenal have been solid for many years. This time, the concern is how we can improve better, and be close. From my experience, the season is so long. This is my experience. There are many teams there. I was worried before the international break, September, when we were 14th. If they win all their games and win the Premier League, congrats them. That's all we can do. But I have to feel the team is alive. The team is good. I don't know how many teams can come here and play the way we played with the courage, possession, and chances. We have to be stable with that, and after that, to deal with the game better. But I don't live in October and November thinking, what is going to happen if we don't win the Premier League? So it's game by game now. Facts. We've been linked with Camavinga according to Mundo Deportivo. Yeah, right. I mean, you can play left back. And you are a bloody good midfielder, so I wouldn't be against it. But come on, man. That ain't happening. Gary Neville saying it's got to be that. Oh, yeah, Gary Neville. Come off my screen, man. I ain't wasting my time with that. Saka is edging closer to agreeing a record-breaking Arsenal contract, sources have told Football Insider people. Apparently, sources say that talks between the club and the player are progressing well, with Saka likely to put pen to a new contract in the upcoming period. It could make him the highest ever paid player at the North London club, with his wages expected to rise to over 300k per week. Across a 5-year deal, that would be worth 75 million, even before taking into account performance-related bonuses and other induced triggers. Go get your money, man. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. Arsenal equal incredible Man United 100-game record after securing now a win against Palace. But now it's about trophies, bro. It's about the trophies. Arsenal are looking at the next Adriano. Who's this? Arsenal have been linked with Vasco da Gama, forward Ryan. Who did we speak about? Adriano, you know. Capping. Biggest victory we've had this season. Do you not agree with that from the gaffer? Wayne Rooney has warned Arteta he'll be sacked if Arsenal blow the Premier League title. To be fair, I like Rooney's comments. Rooney's one of the good former players. Like, he's the only one that's not fucking just chatting shit. He's just an honest man. We have seen this, but apparently Gabriel Jesus' priority is to stay at Arsenal until the end of his contract, but admits he's interested in obviously going back to Palmeiras. I have read this to you lot before, but he said, every day the Arsenal coach and board say they're eager for my return. I don't see myself outside the club's plans. I have a contract until 2027. If it's not renewed by then, I'll be at the club at least until 2027. And then the Palmeiras president said, Gabriel Jesus, I will say more soon. You're coming back home. Gabriel, one day you'll return. That interest will always be there, both. What happened there? Am I still here? What happened there? But there's been nothing formal. It's the natural interest of a kid who came through the Palmeiras youth system, went to Europe, and obviously wants to return one day. Everyone at the club knows that. I'm a player, and it's a little harder to say, but when I feel like returning to Brazil, which isn't the case right now, my desire is and will always be Palmeiras. I'm feeling great. My knee is responding really well. I'm looking forward to being around the team again soon, to come back and do what I love. It's been too long. This is one of the biggest injuries I've had in my life. An injury like this, one that is so long, you split up the recovery period into smaller things. So now I'm at a stage where I need to hold myself back a little bit, because I'm doing great work off the pitch, but it's tricky because I need to not rush myself too hard over the line. When you can see the end, it's important that you don't push too hard, keep my feet on the floor, and then as soon as the time comes, I'll be ready to return. So yeah, and fundamentally, we're assessing 4 key injury worries ahead of Brighton and obviously Burnley, which are Rice, Martinelli, Calafiori, Saliba. And I'm keeping one eye on Saka, who's ill, and actually Magalhaes. It is what it is, man. These shows who think we have won the Premier League title don't know what they're talking about. Arsene Wenger, the greatest Arsenal manager of all time. Got to respect Saka. I saw yesterday that he's played more in the PL than Jack, and for England, crazy when he's so young. We've never, nobody's celebrating. It sounds cool. No one's celebrating, but you know, if that's what gets you off, personally, I'd rather gal, but fair enough if you want to be a weirdo. No, I'm not taking that as real. Man would be talking about Chelsea if they're putting up our numbers. I know this for a fact. Teams are not going to be in relegation spots, so defenses will be at maximum ability. December/Feb, teams won't sit deep looking for draws. Yeah, I did say Lee Gunner, man. Lee will be here too. You know me, man. Everybody's comfy on this channel, man. Like, I'm fair enough. I'm fucking in it. I actually am in a league of my own. Like, we get everybody in it. I did say that. That's at 2 p.m. So you lot come and join us, man. Come out some difficult questions. As in, we're first because we faced the lowest shots, my boy. Respect my effing football team. Easy Eze gives thanks. One love, Arsenal supporters. Big up yourself, Lion, man. And big up the chat. So yeah, man. DG, don't lose your money. Let's do this. Was Graham interviewed yesterday anywhere? Curious what he was thinking. I got him at 3:15. I don't know if he was on any other platform. Bet your entire YouTube page. But then what do I get? It's got to be a fair trade-off. What do I gain? Bet me your house. Bet me 90% of your savings. And bet me your contacts. You know what I'm talking about with contacts. Bet me the brownies. Put your money where your mouth is. And then I'll throw that on the ring. Man said I live in Bounds Green. Kwame loves her rumour, yeah. No. Just mean getting to the latter stages, so fifth will get Champions League because 6 teams in the CL, DG. All you got to do is believe. Don't try to gas me, horrible. You talk too much negativity. Talk too much negativity. If you can't be happy to see your team win, there's something wrong with you. We're the only ones not allowed to be happy, mate. There's probably like 5 Arsenal fans on the internet who speak for millions. Like, even when I was on Talksport, they were like, but Arsenal fans say this. And I'm asking, who are these Arsenal fans? Like, who is saying these things? Show me where these things are said. Who is saying this? I do find that funny about football content. Like, a Man United fan, like one Man United fan could say Ruben Amorim is going to be a bigger legend than Sir Alex Ferguson. And now every United fan now said that. Well, where Arsenal's concerned, like, I speak for my damn self. I just don't understand the set piece knocking. Let them do that. That's like giving a basketball team crap because they score too many dunks. Scoring is scoring, and the squad should use all possible avenues, period. Again, fans know this, but they're just going to be sour. It's just they can't beat us over the head with losing. So it's just the agenda's just, they're just remixing the agenda, innit? Like, that's all they're going to do. So yeah, man, we need to do a lot better. We can do a lot better. But with that being said, though, people, I'm just conscious of time. I'm back at 2 p.m. and 3:15, as usual, up the Gunners. Big up you lot for your interactions and your talking points and the members and the mods and all those things. Without you lot, it's dead. So yeah, smash the like button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. The road to 100K is still there. And I'll see you lot soon, man. One love.